Hi, it's Ashley here from the Trader Circle. Just a quick video post just to walk you through a current open position I've got shorting euro pound. And just bear with me a second. Sorry about that. So yeah, short trade on euro pound, taking advantage of this move here. We've got 500 pips without any pullback at all. Which you don't see very often. I mean, if you look at this move here, you have got at least it's a bit of sideways movement, but if you shorted from the tops here, you would at least get some intraday trades out of that. We haven't seen any such thing on this last move, this wave up here. So yeah, this is a very significant trend line. So I'm just going to drill into it a little bit further, just to show you what my thought processes are. So if we go onto the 4-hour time frame, this is where I took the position. We'd got a rejection, multiple rejections off the monthly and weekly trend line, and we'd got 2 pin bars here, and 2 pin bars, stroke dojis, and the upper and lower shadows of these candles, of this candle, engulfed the one prior. See that? So all I did was take a trade on the break of the low here on the next candle, and I put my stop loss at I've risked 0.25% on this trade. Initially my stop loss was above here. I set an alert with the scope to increase the risk on this account up to 2%. The reason being is we didn't want to lose sight of what was happening at the time. Obviously this hadn't happened, but I did understand that I might be getting the best position here, but it still has to break this trend line. Do you see that? So we got the beginning of a rising wedge. Just draw this in here. Okay, so what we had a breakout of this trend. Now this could be equated to the market taking out retail traders, that last little push up before it makes its main move. Now they don't want you to make money, basically. So if you've got your stop losses above here, this little fake out here has taken out those positions, and now what we may see is the real move down. So that what I'm interested in now is the fact that this 4-hour bar has closed right down towards this lower trend on this rising wedge, but more importantly it's closed back below this monthly weekly trend line. You see that? So what we're looking at here is, if I just zoom in further, we've basically had, see all of this formation here, we've got dojis galore. So this is very much indecisive behavior, and then we've had this power bar down. Now do you see this little area here? This is an area of support right on this trend line. We've had a breakout, and what I'm interested in now is ensuring that this next 4-hour candle, or the next one after that, doesn't break back above this trend line. So this is really crucial to where the market's going to go next. So if we drill into the lower time frames, we can start to paint a picture of what may happen next. Now we do have some bullish action here, and this 200-day moving average is probably attributing to this morning star behavior. Now this could just quite easily come back up and continue bouncing around within this rising wedge until at some point it decides to make its move. Now, my bias is to the downside, but when that's going to occur, we don't know. So this, we can only trade what we see as well. So what I'm looking at right now is the fact that this has broke and closed back below this trend line. And what I'm interested in seeing now is something a little bit like this. Bear me a second. We go down to the lower time frames. I'm interested in seeing something like this. Not necessarily going to work out exactly like this, but that's what I'm interested in. And then, as we've seen with this, I'll just zoom out again. As we've just seen with this power bar, if we can retrace and stay within this area, this little rising, this little triangle here, you see that? If we can bounce around in there now and we'll get a power bar that breaks this trend line, if we zoom out a bit further, you see that. Then what we've done is broken out of this rising wedge. And so this is what I'm trying to teach you all, not to just jump in and take a short position right now, because what we've got is stage one of what potentially could be the big move. We've got indecision above this trend line, the weekly trend line, monthly trend line. We've broke back below this, yeah? And now what we're looking for is for this to retrace, consolidate, and break out of this rising wedge. So what we want to see is something like this, boom, like this power bar here, and then so this is why you need to be patient. Then what we'll see is a retracement back onto this area of resistance, and then we can look to take a short position. Now obviously I'm in this position, okay, because at the time I couldn't lose sight of what happened here. But if you're looking at getting involved now, I just hope this little video shows you the thought process and why you need to remain patient. Don't chase the market, because at the moment it's still indecisive. The bulls and the bears are still fighting with each other. And for me, I'm really interested in this now, but it really is crucial on how this finishes. If it finishes back above this trend, then we could continue bouncing around, you know, these areas here. Right, okay, so that's enough now. So I hope that's given you a little insight to some tips and tricks that I use just to keep me from taking the trade at the wrong time, jumping in the market just because you think the market's going to sell off when in fact it's not quite ready to yet. Okay, so that's the end for now, and I'll speak to you in the next video.